Right, so I'm going to be carrying on with this whole farming food thing and how it's going to um to honestly impact so many lives. Sorry, I forgot about the mic. I'm in such an absolute tiz now because it's so unnecessary. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. So, let's start the video. Pizza again,
In a
yeah.
recent lecture at the University of Mpumalanga, Professor Joseph B. Dietschel claimed that white Afrikaner farmers are feeding virtually all of southern Africa, specifically singling out Malawi, Zambia, Namibia, and Zimbabwe. Let's take a look at what he said.
The current dispensation, food security has been overlooked, my friends. As we speak, South Africa, that means white farmers, that means Afrikaner farmers, are feeding not only South Africa, they are feeding South Africa, they are feeding Namibia, they are feeding Botswana, they are feeding Malawi, they are feeding Zambia, not to mention Eswatini and Lesotho. 30 years after freedom, we cannot produce what we eat and eat what we produce.
Where's the lie?
Something
Where's the lie?
is not right with the way we think. Something is not right with the way we understand ourselves.
And this is, honestly, this kind of black man, whether they're white or brown or pink or purple, I don't care. If you can actually own up and say, we have got a problem, the utmost respect. It's got nothing to do with color of skin. It's what you have in you. This man, respect, sir. Respect.
And we cannot blame white people any longer.
After this video came out, the Willem Petzer group did an analysis of his claims, and what we found was astonishing. White South African farmers are responsible for 90% of all of South Africa's agricultural produce and 95% of the produce of Africa's most important staple food, maize. With that in mind, we found that more than half of all the maize consumed in all of the 15 Southern African Development Community countries comes.
Look at that. How many people do you think are there? And then we've got Juju saying, kill the farmer, kill the boer. No, what he actually wants is for all of those people to just die. That's it.
From South Africa. Now, if we take a look at this map, we can see that this is almost the entirety of Africa south of the equator. That is at least 47.5% dependent on white South African farmers to put food on their tables. Proponents of the expropriation without compensation law often scoff at the idea that taking away white people's land will cause starvation in South Africa like it did in Zimbabwe. However, the facts speak loud and clear. Expropriating the white South African farmers' land will not only lead to the starvation in South Africa, it will also lead to starvation in almost all of sub-Saharan Africa. Good day, dear friends, Willem Petzer speaking. In today's video, we will factually
Willem.
demonstrate just how dependent Africa as a whole is on the 30,000 white farmers in South Africa. Subscribe to this channel for more analysis like this and consider signing up to receive free updates on the work that we are doing on your WhatsApp. The Willem Petzer Group brings you free updates on the work we are doing straight to your WhatsApp. To sign up, just send your name and surname to the number on your screen right now. According to the latest available data, South Africa indeed exports no less than 120 billion rands or $7.5 billion worth of agricultural products to the rest of Africa per year, with the Southern African countries such as the ones mentioned by Professor Dicho accounting for half of this figure. In fact, just between 2023 and 2024, the amount of food exports from South Africa to Namibia increased by 23%, while those to Zimbabwe increased by 66%, and food exports to Madagascar increased by an astonishing 123%.
I'm just having having a look at those numbers. At 66% increased to Zim. Yeah.
Year on year. Considering that the total population of the other 15 members of the Southern African Development Community, from Lesotho in the south all the way up to the Democratic Republic of the Congo in the north, has a combined population of around 340 million people, who are estimated to consume around 189 million tons of food annually. With studies showing that people in these countries are reliant upon maize for up to 60% of their dietary calories. It is an indisputable fact that South African food production in general, and its maize production in particular, is absolutely essential to almost the entire southern half of the African continent. It can be safely said that if South African maize exports to these countries were to stop, it would immediately put hundreds of millions of people at risk of starvation. In fact, apart from South Africa, only 2 of the other 15 members of the Southern African Development Community, which is Tanzania and Zambia, consistently produce enough maize to meet their own demand. For the rest of the region, reliance upon South African maize is closer to a third, with countries such as Botswana, the Seychelles,
and Zambia, I'm not sure how many, but there were quite a few. When they left Rhodesia, that became Zim. They basically landed up in Zambia to farm, help them out.
Namibia, Eswatini, Lesotho and Mauritius relying upon South Africa for no less than 2/3 of all of their maize. In fact, given that South Africa's maize production account for 50% of all of the maize consumed in all of these 15 SADC countries combined, it is safe to say that without South African farmers, the region as a whole, which accounts for just under 30% of the population of the entire African continent, would be at risk of hunger and starvation. Moreover, the 70% of Africa's population who live in countries up further to the north consume just as much South African food produce as their southern neighbors do, making the entire continent of Africa heavily reliant upon South Africa for its food security. Before we get into the rest of the facts, we believe it is crucial that these facts are carried out into the world, so everyone may know the truth about South Africa. Consider becoming a paid member of the Willem Petzer Group, and here's how you can do it. Many of you ask how you can help. We know life is busy and tough. Not everyone can volunteer or travel across the country like we do. That's why we've dedicated our lives to this cause, to fight. Speaking of the only two SADC countries able to produce their own food, let's take a look at how Zambia was able to do so. After Mugabe started taking away white farmers' land in the year 2000, the Zambian government did the exact opposite as they saw an opportunity here. Recognizing the value of these experienced commercial farmers, they offered them attractive incentives, including long-term leases and tax concessions to settle in Zambia.
Yeah.
This almost immediately led to Zambia's so-called agricultural boom, going from a starving country to a food exporter in 3 years. Over 300
years.
white Zimbabwean farmers resettled in Zambia between 2001 and 2004, bringing the commercial farming expertise that local subsistence farming lacked. By 2004, Zambia exported maize for the first time since its independence in 1964,
Yeah.
exactly 40 years earlier. Maize production jumped from
And this is what you can sit and point fingers and shout and scream and cause mayhem. Facts speak louder than words.
roughly 300,000 tons in 2001 to over 1.4 million tons by 2004, according to the Zambian agricultural reports. Thousands of Zambians were employed on these farms,
Yeah.
trained in commercial farming techniques, and Zambia's entire GDP rose by more than 20%.
And just think about this. Everybody's a winner. Everybody.
5% between 2002 and 2005. The question arises, why does South Africa not learn from Zambia
They
rather
won't.
than idolizing
won't.
Robert Mugabe, with our president even quoting him verbatim?
So, Blair, keep your England and let me keep my Zimbabwe.
And he must keep his America, we will keep our South Africa.
But of course,
Yeah. Ramaphosa mimicking Mugabe because he can't think up of, I'm telling you, his own words. And Ramaphosa wants to keep South Africa. What is going to be left? What? Nothing.
Professor Dicho specifically singled out white Afrikaner farmers in particular, which of course raises the question of what the demographic makeup is of the people that are producing all of this food for Africa. According to the data from our own Department of Agriculture, released by Minister John Steenhuisen earlier this year, black farmers
Steenhuisen.
produce less than 10% of all agricultural output in this country and less than 5% of our.
So, what's the point of actually kicking white farmers off their land and handing it over to a black wannabe farmer that's got no past experience, no will to actually learn about farming? Congratulations, ANC. What a fine job you've done.
Maize. Since of course the government generally defines black even in its laws as all non-whites including Indians and coloureds, the data clearly points to the fact that over 90% of food commercially produced in this country and 95% of the maize produced in this country are produced by white farmers. And given that it is well known that with the exception of the Natal Midlands and the Eastern Cape Highlands, white farmers in this country are almost exclusively Afrikaners.
Yeah.
All of these
Just
facts
is.
taken together point us to one logical conclusion.
Touched my
Professor
heart.
Dicho is probably absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Afrikaners or Boers are indeed responsible for food security not only in South Africa, but in all Southern African countries as a whole. Including South Africa, the total population of the Southern African Development Community is just under 500 million people. And given all that we have outlined above, The entire region is heavily reliant upon Afrikaner farmers in this country. Moreover, there are also several countries outside of the SADC, most notably Kenya, with a population of almost 55 million, which is also reliant upon South Africa for up to a quarter of its staple food consumption. This means around 500 million people in Africa, or around a third of the continent's population, are dependent upon the white Afrikaner for their food security. Remember to become a member of the Willem Petzer group. We would really appreciate.
And this is what people don't realize. And I'm not only speaking about the people here in South Africa. I'm speaking also to those ones overseas. They've got no concept of what went on, what is going on, and also what will happen. Yeah. It's bliss, but not really bliss. It's actually dangerous to be totally, blindly ignorant, because this will cost lives. It will. Because we are honestly on our last legs here in South Africa. And I think many other places as well. And yeah, we've just got to speak out as much as we can. Okay, everybody, thank you for watching. Bye.